I started playing the gold and oil futures markets, and very few people were playing them back then. And I parlayed a $5,000 bet into almost $750,000. And I quit my job, and I started to grow up and looking at things differently, but I wouldn't know what I know if I wasn't on the other side. And so that's how I got started. And by the way, of that $750,000, I lost most of it, gambling, but I learned about it. And then I built from there. And that's how I started the Trends Research Institute in 1980. Well, let's go back a year ago. And let's go back to last August. Let's go back to last June. Listen to everybody. Oh, it'll come back. Mm-hmm. Oh, it'll come back. It didn't come back. And now you're looking what's going on. Look at the commercial real estate sector. It's going down and it's going to die in so many places. New York is dead at night. Dead. My buddies play, music down in the city. You know what time they finish playing? 10:30 at night. 10:30 at night. When I was a young guy, we used to go out 1 a.m. 10:30 at night. Okay. Who are the companies that are demanding that their workers get vaccinated and come back to work? Oh, JP Morgan Chase, Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs. Oh, I wonder why. Oh, you mean because they're invested very heavily in commercial real estate? And they're also holding a lot of loans, and you're looking at an office occupancy rate in the United States at best around 40%. Jeez. You're looking at New York, maybe it's 24%. Now you have people, they don't want to go back to work. Do you think they want to commute an hour and a half on the LIE each way? And now I got 7 stories. I'm renting out 7 stories if I'm in a business, and I'm paying all that rent. And I say, listen, stay home. I only need 3 stories. Before this happened in New York City, from the west side, from the village, West Village up to Fifth Avenue, Madison Avenue, for rent in 2019. The commercial real estate sectors are going to crash in Boston, in Atlanta, in San Francisco, in Los Angeles, in big cities. This thing's going down big and hard. And now with the COVID war, with the Delta variant out there, people are freaked out. I see people walking down the streets. We had, that hurricane came, pouring rain with an umbrella. No one around them with masks on. So they're not going out. Look what's going on in the hospitality sector. Look what's going on in the restaurant sector. Look what's going on in tourism and travel around the world. It's going down the toilet. So it's not coming back. Look what's going on. The facts are there. And they're scaring people more and more, and it's going to have a very negative implication on the global economy. There's a movie that they did about me. It's only 15 minutes. This woman, Doris Roberts, who used to play the mother on this TV series, Everyone Loves Raymond. And the name of the movie is Zizzy and Honey Boy. And it's about one of my books. This is the book, Zizzy and Honey Boy. And Zizzy is the Neapolitan dialect for auntie. And there's the clip. You could see it. You go to YouTube, put Zizzy and Honey Boy movie clip. And the clip is a 30-second clip of me on the phone talking to one of the guys in the studio. And I say, you tell them I said we're going to lose the Afghan war. I got blackballed from the media. I used to be on Oprah, the Today Show, Good Morning America. I used to be on everybody, a lot. I used to be on CNN like 3 times a month. USA Today used to run my top trends all the time. I used to be on, when it was a big paper, I'd be on like 3 days a week. It was almost embarrassing. I got blackballed. I said, if Alexander the Great couldn't pull it off, if the Russians couldn't pull it off, Into the Valley of Death, Road to 600, if the Russians couldn't pull it off, we're going to lose this thing. And you know what George Bush said? You're either with us or with the terrorists. There are 4 things is the way I see it. And again, the motto of the Trends Journal magazine is think for yourself. You got the banksters running the show. That's one club. the drug dealers that people call Big Pharma, and the military-industrial complex that Dwight D. Eisenhower, five-star general, supreme commander of the Allied forces, two-term president, warns in his January 17th, 1961 farewell address that the military-industrial complex is robbing the nation of the genius scientists, what are the labors and the future of the children, and big tech. So putting the whole story together, the bigs have taken over everything. My parents' generation and my grandparents, may they rest in peace, America was the land of opportunity. No longer. Hey, they're too big to fail. You're just a piece of garbage. You're not an essential business. Hey, but Walmart says. It's one after another. You have no right to say anything without my approval. I'm big tech. You know, there was this thing called the Declaration of Independence, and they talked about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Liberty? You have none. I'm the governor. I'm the mayor. I'll tell you what to do. Here's my mandate. Happiness? Man, they never talk about that word anymore. Everybody's so uptight. So where's America going? It's going down. You know, when the virus broke out, our magazine cover, it broke out on Lunar New Year 2020. Chinese Lunar New Year, the year of the rat. Our cover was coronavirus, 106 dead in China. Our next line was 1.4 billion still alive. You know, what are you telling me this for? I'll tell you why. Because they couldn't stop the Hong Kong protests. I used to be on Hong Kong radio in 2019 continually on TV. And I'm talking to the guys, you know, between breaks. We're going to keep fighting, Mr. Celente. They're not going to stop us. 7.5 million people. 7.5 million people in Hong Kong. 1 million were taking to the streets. You can't get 1 million people in America out of 332 million to do anything. What happened? The virus broke out. Security law enacted. Protests are over. China in charge. And the world became Chinese.